Here I was in a little town, Weed, number one. Who were the educated people? The school teachers. And I wanted to be a school teacher. So I worked on that. I really wanted to go to college, but I really hadn't any money. A group of fellows wanted to go to Cal, and they got in touch with Berkeley YMCA downtown. One of them knew this fellow named Kingman, who was head of the YMCA in all of Berkeley, and had some connection with the college. And he said to this Y executive, we want to go to college, but we have no money. Do you know, what can we do? And he found this vacant fraternity house. Nobody was renting it. So we rented it and did as we did in all the other houses. The fellows paid a basic amount of money for their keep there. My keep was $20.50 a month. Can you imagine? And 5 hours of work on the house. I cleaned and I washed dishes. We sort of traded things around and cleaned up the house. The house is, I never had anything to do with fraternities, but this fraternity had about 6 rooms and then a big sleeping porch. And they must have accommodated about 15 or 18 fellows. On the sleeping porch would be a big room with your bed and a dresser, and you shared the toilet. And those fellows would be paying $15 a month. I named the house. Did I ever tell you that? It was a good story. We were having one of our monthly meetings, and we were known as the co-op. Nobody knew much about co-ops, and they said, what we need is a name people will remember. And I said, So I went to the library, and I read up on English cooperatives. And one of the English, this was not in going to college, but in agriculture. Oh. And one of their projects was Barrington. And I said, Barrington, that's it. And brought it back up to the fellows, and I said, this is all I found. And they all said, well, we could handle that. So we were Barrington Hall. Life in Berkeley was very pleasant. From our living room up on our porch, we could look out and see the Golden Gate Bridge being built. The thing that I liked most about the co-op, I was a young fellow, didn't know much about life. I was surprised to find how satisfactory the fellows were. Here were 20 men who'd finished high school in different towns, were living together, and it was an education. For me, coming from where I came from, you were studying, going to school, and boy, living in the co-op. You know, that meant you had a place to live, you had a bed, a closet, and you had meals, and you had a community. So I think that the thing that the co-op did for you mostly is gave you a community with a common purpose. Community, common purpose. And that's what you're still doing. I feel that that it's important that a person makes gifts to institutions that help shape their lives, their characters, and help them have a good, satisfactory life, one they're satisfied with. And because of that, I want to remember my will, the co-op, because I was a boy who came out of a small town, and I had a good group of people to live with and help form me, you know. And for that, I'm grateful, and that's why there'll be a contribution. So I hope people do the same thing about the co-op. The co-op has done a lot for them. I hope when they have a little money, that gratitude will be reflected back to the co-op.